Hi there. Welcome to A Gathering of Branches, our second, or I guess depending on how you look at it, third introduction. This is Betrys or Betrys or Beatrice, depending on how you want to pronounce it. How would you like to pronounce it, Emily?
I was going to say Beatrice. I have a really bad habit of picking names that are very.
That works.
I was saying Beatrice, so.
That works. All right. So tonight is going to be the wrap up of our introductions. We might be doing something again with Megan's character, just briefly, but then we'll be moving right into the story. So we shall be quickly shifting into the next phase of this game very shortly. And by that I mean actually launching and going live. I'm Bob, Ticking Time Bob, the storyteller, and this here is Emily, our third player.
Hey.
What do you want to maybe tell us a little bit about Beatrice?
Oh goodness. Beatrice is the youngest, to my knowledge, member of the group in general. She's 14. She is. So she has kind of light brownish hair. There should be a token, and then gray eyes.
Perfect.
She's still young and naive, very much like a 14-year-old is the kind of trying to understand the world, but understanding to the extent a 14-year-old does. Sorry, 14-year-old.
For sure.
But
probably won't get a lot of them here at the Pendragon channel, so we're good. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. I will eat my words. I highly doubt it.
Adjust the age demographic.
Indeed. Okay. So we're gonna start very much the same as we have in previous sessions, kind of in the middle of things. So you've been asked by your mother to leave Wells. Let me see if I've got you on the right place. I do, so you can actually see it. You're from a place nearby a major center called Wells, but you aren't in Wells. You're in one of the small hamlets nearby. You've been asked to go to the forest to retrieve some things for your mother. Your mother has a reputation as a witch. When you hear that, you probably think wicked witch. What I'm talking about is someone able to manipulate the world around them for positive or negative. She is known for the former, not the later. Though I'm sure she has no fair share of rivals or enemies for having such a power. She's asked you to go to the forest. This isn't the first time you've ever been sent on a test like this. And as you get older, it's often kind of a test of your eyes to see if you can retrieve the various ingredients she might have. In this particular case, it's a herb that you're looking for. Something that grows in the shadow of the trees. I'm not going to try to get particular with these things because I don't know enough about them. But safe to say that it's something you'll find easy enough. So your family does have, despite them being commoners, right, blood-blooded, they do have an old riding horse. It was a gift from someone. Your mother would never really share.
I'd absolutely take the horse.
Okay. As you approach the woods and open up your Pendragon sheet, I'm going to go ahead and get you to test awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
Okay. So, as you start to navigate the forest, you find yourself a bit turned around, but it doesn't take you too long to kind of figure what way's further in and what way's the way you came. At least you think. Maybe. Yeah, you're pretty sure. That's backwards.
Yep.
Is there anything you wanted to do at this point?
Well, she's keeping an eye out for the herb, but she's probably also like doing the typical like, can I see like signs of animals kind of thing, signs of people. Because I'm assuming this isn't a super highly trafficked area.
You would be correct in that.
Yeah,
The
so
forest.
she's kind of.
Actually, that's a good thing. You're asking a good question. You can test folklore or fairy lore, your choice. Different outcomes based on which one you test.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You gotta get used to the sheets.
Right? They're exactly the same, so I'm not sure it really matters.
They will have different. They will have different outcomes. Like folklore, fairy lore will be very specific to fairy lore. Folklore
Okay.
is.
I think I'm gonna do folklore.
Oh. All right, not a botch. So that's the important part in this game. The fumble is what you've really got to watch out for. Failures just means that you don't come down with anything anything specific. You do know a bit about this forest though, just from being here. They call it Forest Glamour. And you think they call it something else when entering it from the other side. You don't really. That's what's failing you. You don't really recall what they call it when entering it from Salisbury. But you remember it not being as good as the Forest Glamour. It didn't sound as pretty.
Yeah. All right, then she's doing the typical like when you go hiking through forest, like looking for like animal tracks, anything to kind of give signs of life around you, any sort of movement, but not for anything in particular, minus the herb.
You're not particularly good at hunting, but let's give this a roll.
All right.
It's you're not truly hunting anyways. But...
Would it be? Sorry, I'm trying to find hunting. Oh, there.
So
I'm
close.
3 for 3.
That's how this game works, especially in the beginning. Failures are more common than successes, unless you're really, really spec'd into something. So, as you travel through, you don't really come up with any sign of tracks. I take it are you getting off your horse to travel through here as it thickens?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Kind of just leading the horse with her. She's also going to try and pay attention to the horse's reactions. It'll probably react to anything bad before she does.
Okay. Why don't you test? Is it? I think it's called riding, right? Or is it
riding? Oh no.
Don't worry, you're not riding, but this is just the equivalent of like
general. Animal handling. Oh.
Okay, horsemanship.
God.
Yeah, you're rolling really well for D&D.
If I would, which is hilarious considering when I play D&D, I roll like 2s and 1s.
So, as you're kind of wandering through, you swear you hear something from, in the distance.
I hear what? I'm sorry.
You hear something in the distance.
Is it like a growl or is it just a noise? Like,
maybe gonna inspect a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get closer.
Yeah. Kind of freeze on.
That feels like a bad plan.
Freeze on the forest path and kind of inspect it?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, why don't you test me awareness one more time? I know we're rolling a lot here, but...
I'm in a forest. That makes sense. Oh my god.
Okay. You think that it might be like the distant sounds of an animal. Hard to say, but it sounds pretty far away.
Okay. I'll keep an ear on it and just try and like keep my distance from it, if that makes sense.
All right. Yeah.
If I
Sounds
have
good.
a vague idea of where it is, which I'm not sure I do. But
You do notice though, just as you kind of are looking out and about, you look down and you see the herb that you were sent for. It's just on the other side of the trail.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk with the horse. She's gonna kind of clutch the horse a little closer. Because we're hearing noises in the woods, and she's gonna sort of collect the herb while staying fairly close to the horse.
And one final awareness test.
Please, just one.
There you go. You hear in the brush beside you a slight bit of movement, and then similar movement in brush on the other side of you.
Ooh.
And as you, what do you want to do in this moment? What's your reaction?
She's going to grab on, because it's still very thick, right? Like the brush in general.
Yeah.
Okay, bad plan. She's going to grab hold like of the reins of the horse close and start backing up. She's not going to turn her back, but she's going to start backing up with the horse.
Okay. You see a couple of men emerge from the forest. Their teeth are all but missing and black. They have very sinister faces. You haven't really encountered a woodland bandit before, but you're almost certain that that's what you're dealing with here immediately. You just get an instantly bad vibe from these guys.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it worse is you hear a voice from behind you as you start to step backwards.
No.
Well. What do we have here?
She's going to kind of turn her head a little bit. She's not going looking away from the others, but she's turning her head in the direction of the voice. Nothing of interest, I assure you. And she's going to keep the horse very, horse head. She's, keeping very close.
One of them curves back. We'll be the judge of that. They kind of look around. They look. One of them's got their eyes dead set on your horse. First off.
She's going to just reach. She's gripping the knife. I assume that is in a bag of some sort next to her.
Okay. You want to have the dagger in hand a little bit?
Pulling it. Yeah. She's not pulling it. She's not making it evident that she has it.
Got it.
But she's keeping a grip on it. And I don't know how quickly I can get on. She's going to start doing something. She's going to start pulling on the horse's reins to get it agitated.
Okay.
I'm going to start trying to get the horse freaked out about the situation.
I'm going to get you to give me a horsemanship on this.
Oh no.
But it is your horse. I'll let you test with a +5.
So modifier, just put 5, yeah?
Yeah, correct. All right. I think, so I'm going to make this fun. So
okay.
You go to do so, and it's very effective, so much so that the horse kind of bucks and you fall backwards into the mud. Okay. What makes it worse is that the dagger comes out in your hand. Okay. So it's in your hand, but it's visible now to everyone. Mm-hmm. So they begin to laugh, and then they see the weapon, and they start to get a little more cautious of you a bit. They're oh, yeah. Now, little miss. We're not here to create any trouble. We'll take the horse and we'll leave you be.
That does sound like trouble, though, doesn't it? And she's going to grab for the reins next to her if she can.
Okay. Give me an awareness test as well.
No.
You're dead set on this going.
I'm dead set on this going horribly.
Yeah. I love it. So
Right.
this is not going well for you.
Let's do it.
So one of them stops and looks right at you and says, "Well, I know who this is. I know exactly who this is." Thought she looked familiar, and the other two are like, "Look, let's just take the horse and get out of here." And he's like, "No, no, no. No, this is Hilid's daughter." And the other one looks at him and says, "You mean the witch?" And he nods. "Yeah, the witch. You know what she might give us?" And they both look dumb. Like they both have like dumbfounded looks on their face, like as they consider what this is. And he says, "Anything we want, you idiots. Anything we want."
I just would like to chime in if possible. You want to kidnap a witch's child. To be clear.
They look at each other a moment. And the lead one says, "Yeah, that's right."
My mother typically uses her gifts to be good. But could you imagine if they weren't? You'll get whatever you want, but there might be a cost to that.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna get you to test one of the following skills at +5 because you did well with that: intrigue, courtesy, or orate. For that little bit.
Intrigue, courtesy, orate.
None of them are going to be high. You're not a social oriented.
Oh, they're low.
Yeah.
All right.
You're also you're also 14, which is part of
I'm also 14, yeah.
But within like a few months of this game, you'll no longer be that age. So there you go. So two of them look a bit spooked with that. And they're like, "Yeah, she's right. We don't need that trouble. Let's take the horse and get out of here." And the second one says, "And the knife. We'll take the knife too." But the lead one, the one that was behind you at first, doesn't look so spooked.
Okay.
He's like, "This is all talk. The witch won't gamble her daughter's life away. I say we take her." Sorry, go ahead.
I think you're underestimating the witch. My mother's not particularly fond of me, and to be frank, she's just fond enough to be vengeful. I mean, that's her reputation, if you understand.
Just about that time,
Yeah.
And this was from your fumbled awareness roll earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You recognize that there's someone riding up on the path, and you hear the sound of a shout. For a second in your head, it kind of sounds like, you want to picture this, knight in shining armor coming to save you. It's a boy on a horse.
It's a boy on a horse.
He's probably 15, maybe a young 16. Very clearly a squire, trying to play the role of a particularly brave knight. But
do any of them look at him?
Yeah, I think they look up nervously, and then they start to just laugh.
Okay, when they all turn their attention to him, can I try and mount the horse?
Okay, you're gonna try and mount and take off?
Because I'm assuming I'm still close enough to the horse.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to mount and possibly try and get, if I can ride next to him, like go the direction that ideally he's going.
Perfect. I'm gonna give you one free round to do this. You're gonna do a dex test because that's really what you're doing. Is you're kind of rolling to your feet and climbing on the horse.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Okay, so it's dex. And there's no modifier for that, right?
Correct.
Correct. Why?
Well, it wasn't a fumble. It wasn't a fumble.
Am I on the horse?
No, I think what this is going to mean is that you're struggling to climb on the horse. Dagger is still in hand. You climb to your feet quickly and you go to climb onto the horse and you kind of slip a bit. And it's enough for them to notice and react. So at that point, we're going to go into like the equivalent of an initiative or at least round actions, right? So it's not like a full-on combat, but the guy who's been talking this whole time, the one that doesn't seem cowed, he's gonna move to grab you. I will say this: a dagger is, you can test to break free of him. That's one way to do it. But a dagger is the only weapon in the game where when you're held, you can actually use it and still fight back. Like it's one of its special advantages is that when you're grappled, you can still use a dagger. It's small enough blade to do so, right? Which was
I love daggers.
yeah. So that's an option. But let's not assume anything. That guy's going for you. The other two look fixed on the boy, because he looks like he's about to take charge as well. What do you want to do here? You can choose to make another shot at your horse, climb on and ride off, or you can turn and face this guy. It's totally your call, and I'll leave it with you.
How intimidating does this man look?
Okay, you're asking that question. Let's go with a valorous test.
Sorry, I'm trying to find valorous. This is the exact same roll.
All right, and just so for that, I'd say you haven't exactly been in a life or death situation like this before. Not without having, the confines of your walled hamlet, or someone who's at least competent at a spear or a sword. This is the first time where you're alone, and the only thing you've got to support you is your horse and this squire kid that showed up.
Okay.
Probably the fact to answer that question. Probably the fact this guy hasn't cowered, like he hasn't bit on anything you've thrown at him.
Yeah.
It's a little bit intimidating.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get on the horse.
You're gonna try to get on the horse. All right. So what this is gonna be is you're gonna test your dex and you're gonna test it against his grapple, which is his strength.
Oh God. Okay.
So it's the higher success. So you're gonna roll a dex roll versus his 13.
All right.
Strength. Oh, so that's like a partial success. So what this is you start to get on the horse and you think you're about to break free.
Yeah.
And he grabs you and holds you in place on the horse.
Okay.
At this point, you see the boy raise. It's a spear actually that he has in his hand, and he's going to charge one of them. I'm just going to do a roll just to see for amusement how well he's doing at the lance here. Oh, fumble. Perfect. So the poor boy, he starts to ride forward, and he ends up picking up too much speed and rides right past them. They just both turn and they just both start laughing as he keeps going, and then he kind of falls off the horse on the other side.
Oh, buddy. All right. We love him. If I have a chance with whatever arm is holding the knife, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Because he has arms around me, so she's gonna stab backwards into him if she can.
Yep. Go ahead. So you're rolling a
dagger.
Yeah, you're testing your dagger. Yeah, that's good. And he fails. So, why don't you give me? So, what is your damage roll typically? You get a minus to this because it's a dagger.
Damage. It says 3d6.
Okay. Just click the damage, and then we'll subtract the lowest, like the third dice, the dice on your right. 6 minus 1, so 5. So that's not bad. Only lost 1 damage, and he has no armor on, no shield, so it gets through, right? So it's enough to definitely jar him back, and he grunts and kind of pulls away for a second. He goes, "Damn you!" And he pulls for a dagger himself now. He says, "You're gonna pay for that."
He's get on the horse.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So next round, you're getting back on the horse.
I would like, if he hasn't stabbed yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna test Dex one more time. If you get this one, you're in a good spot. So.
If I get this one is the real question.
You succeed. So he reaches with the dagger and he swipes at you, but he catches just like your hair basically as you begin to move on the horse.
All right, I'm gonna try and circle to where the boy is if I can.
Okay, you're gonna circle around and get to him. Now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna run over people hardcore if I need to.
Okay. I will give you the option here. If you want to try and test your passion, it could go poorly for you, but if it goes well, it's giving you a +5 to anything you're rolling. Totally up to you. Tough call. Right?
That is a tough call because I know it can go really badly.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to start the game off really badly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
All right. Go ahead and test. I imagine it's your goddess one. Is that what you're testing?
Yeah. Not the other ones for sure. Oh, please. Dice gods, please. Okay.
Hey, there you go. All right. So you get a +5, and I'm going to give you a little bit more like an inspiration on this because of your deity. So what can you tell us about your deity, actually?
So she follows Rhiannon, who is like, I believe it's like the horse godmother.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I think what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna play this off. Now this will be like a one-time thing, but it seems thematic for this scenario in particular. I'm gonna give you the equivalent of like, D&D advantage where you get 2 rolls. You're going to test your horsemanship +5 twice, effectively. As long as you succeed at 1 and don't fumble, you're good.
Okay. So horsemanship +5 twice.
Mm-hmm. Don't fumble.
Immediately.
Okay. Well,
immediately.
Let's roll the second.
One.
Roll the second because it is advantage, right? I said I'd give you advantage. So a failure, not a fumble, right? So, I think what this is you get past, like the other 2 move out of your way. Like they're intimidated enough, they're trying to clear.
This one guy,
he gets back to his feet and he's ready to hurt you at this point. So he's got his dagger in his hand, calls you some not particularly nice names, and seems to be trying to intimidate you or get the horse to throw you, I think is what he's going to do at this point. He can't really fight you with a dagger while you're on a horse. What do you want to do?
In theory, can I swipe down at him if he's starting to like try and mess with the horse?
You could, but it would be more difficult with the weapon you have in your hand.
I might just keep going forward.
Yeah.
Keep going towards boy. That's where
so you're gonna
the object is.
Yeah. So again, so this time you're testing horsemanship +5 again. and it's going to be against his own horsemanship to try and intimidate this thing, which is not very good, right?
Okay.
So. First 5. You guys are kind of at a standstill. He's not getting his way, but you're not able to get close without risking getting hurt. You see the boys, like, you can see in the distance he's sat up a bit, but he's like on all 4, like with his head down a little bit. He's definitely rattled. He fell off that horse hard. You heard it from where you were. Like,
oh yeah. Bad fall. Okay. I'd like to keep trying if I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Why don't we testing the same
trying.
thing? Why don't you try?
Or I try the same thing, and then if not, I have a backup plan.
Okay, go ahead and give me that test again.
Plan A went exactly the same.
You guys are still in the standoff.
Same rolls. We're still in the standoff. All right, I'm spinning the horse around.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spin.
Okay.
And put the horse's front on him.
Okay.
As a more, because the horse will, if he goes towards the horse will kick him.
Okay.
Hopefully, in theory.
I'm gonna. He failed his horseman. I think he doesn't know a lot about horses. I think that's what this means, and I think he's caught up in the moment. So, you can actually give me another horsemanship roll, but he's rolling dagger this time to try and or strength this time. Sorry, to try and grab you. Right. He almost gets kicked. So it's effective, but he's not able to get to you. This is just a whole lot of posturing, right? This is really what's happening.
It's a whole lot of spinning. All right. She's gonna yell to the boy.
Yeah.
And just be like, if you could get up, that would be helpful.
He shakes his head, kind of comes to a little bit when you call to him. He starts to climb up, and at that point the guy kind of turns to his friends, turns to his comrades, and he's like, what the hell are you two doing? Do something. Get the boy, get the girl, do something.
Yep.
At this point they both look confused and kind of turning towards him, I think. When
he turns, can I go forward?
Yeah, so when you say go forward, are you riding away from him?
I want to go. Because I'm facing him. I have the horse facing him.
Oh, when he turns, you're gonna kind of charge him.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try. Just go.
Yes, you can.
Horsemanship.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Give yourself a +2 actually on this.
Plus 2 or +5?
+7 total.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you got his. Yeah. It's because he had his back to you. It's effectively what I'm giving you as a bonus to that. All right. We're gonna have you trample a dude. It's gonna be half your charge damage. So there's something on your sheet called horse damage. You see that? You should have horse damage. Maybe you don't.
Horse damage. Yes, it doesn't have anything in it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it's under horses, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no horse listed.
Okay. Let's see if you can add it yourself, manually. Can you add something in there? Can you type in there? Or no?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So for this one, you're not charging on a battlefield. You're riding forward a couple of feet. So it's going to be half damage, so 3d6.
3d6? Do you want me just to roll 3d6?
You can do that too. Yeah. Whatever way is easier for you.
Probably going to roll 3d6 just because. Oof.
Okay. Well, that's 11 damage he's taken so far, as he's effectively just trampled underneath your horse. He lands with a thud. And his friends, who are already uncertain about this scenario, kind of clear the way for you. You ride up beside the boy, who's now gotten up to almost standing position beside his horse.
Is it? Yeah, his horse is next to.
You know what? I think with a fumble, I think he's lost his horse. Like the
He's
horse is
lost his
gone.
horse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my arm down.
Okay.
Just be like, get on the horse now.
Okay. This isn't like a pure. You're not like pulling him off the ground with all your
Oh
strength.
no, he's gonna need to do 99% of that work.
Yeah.
It's
But
more so as a like, come on.
Let's just make sure you don't fumble a strength roll here.
Oh please.
Again, yeah. So you actually are able to help heave him on, maybe through the adrenaline. You pull, and the two of you are on horse.
Book it.
Okay. And riding. So right now you are facing further into the forest. You're gonna kind of ride in for another path and find your way back.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna change scenes.
Okay.
Actually, we're not. We're gonna continue on a little bit because you haven't actually talked to this boy yet. He says, "Sorry, I thought I could help you. Are you okay?"
I am. You did kind of help. It made them look away.
Yeah, I guess I did. He doesn't sound entirely sure about that. Yeah.
Neither does she. She's going to kind of, because I assume they've slowed down-ish by now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's gonna be an awkward pause, and then she kind of goes, "Sorry about your horse. Are you okay?"
I'm fine. I mean, I'm gonna have to find that horse, but not right now.
Why were you out here?
I live in a town nearby, not far from here.
Oh.
He names your home hamlet, which I don't have a name for.
Okay, home hamlet.
Like the
As in
hamlet you call
area.
home.
Okay.
Which you find strange because you're like, I don't recognize him.
So you were out there just to travel through? Or were you looking for something?
I guess I'm just looking for answers, really.
To what?
What my future holds.
And you expected to find it in a forest.
Seem no worse a place than a battlefield. All the stories of the great knights took place with them in forests, I think.
Forests are dangerous, though. I mean, evidenced by today.
He does nod to that.
Why at night?
You mean why do I want to be one?
It seems like you decided your future was being a knight, so why try to figure it out?
I was a squire, yes. My sire was killed this past year in battle. And so far, no one has taken me on. So you know, like, what you know? Yeah, I'm not gonna make you test for this. I think you'd know just from, like, general lore of the land. A squire without a knight is never going to get there.
No. I'm sorry to hear that. I Wish I was more help in that direction, but I think it's fully evident that I am not a knight. She's going to kind of like look over her shoulder at him at that.
He doesn't say anything. He just kind of lowers his head in silence and he sits there for a minute.
But if you're that brave and willing to learn how to fight, I think you'd make an okay one.
Thank you. He sounds like genuinely encouraged by that, even if it's just slightly. It's a long way from the embarrassment he's facing right now.
Yeah.
Says that when things calm down tomorrow and the lights return to maybe first thing in the morning, I'll see if I can get some aid. My father's manor isn't far from, and he names the hamlet. Basically, the hamlet is on the manorial lands, is the idea.
Yeah. Do I recognize the father's name?
There is a recognized roll. I'll give you. You're still impassioned, and I'll give you an additional +5 because you're literally from this hamlet. So I don't see why not.
All right. So recognize +5.
Yes, please.
No.
My roll 20 just went nuts on people. Sorry, that was +5 and then a plus additional 5.
Oh no.
Well, that still wouldn't have got you there.
I only did 1 5.
Yeah. That still wouldn't have got you there.
You want me to roll? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, would have been. Actually, re-roll that with the +10. So. It doesn't matter. I guess you don't really care, you know? I think that's what it is. It's like, as a commoner, I'm not sure you would have cared about the doings of nobles and such.
She'll kind of nod. I can get you back to town as far as I can. Not necessarily sure I can take you all the way home.
Okay. He nods. He says that'll be far enough.
All right, and she's going to keep her roundabout way to her hometown. She's gonna aim herself kind of home.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a test. I think you've gone through enough of your Pendragon complication there, so you've made it out without any damage. So that's a positive point. Scene changes to that small hamlet just tucked in the hillside near Wells. Wells, also known as Healing Wells, major trading place within the county or kingdom of Summerland. Regardless, you might refer to it probably as kingdom. That's what the locals tend to refer to. It's not your Count Cadwy, it's King Cadwy. Mm-hmm. But to the rest of what is England proper at this time, or Logris as it's known here,
yeah,
he is simply a count.
Okay. So to me, he's a king, but to everyone, count.
Yeah.
Count.
To your people, he would be a king. To the people who are kind of throughout the rest, or most of the rest of England, he would be known as a count. And actually, on that note, while you're still impassioned, why don't you test folklore with a +5? Okay. So, let me just see. Did you pass anything that was insanely low for you? Let me just see. I know you didn't pass a lot in general. But
yeah, I was gonna say I did not. Strength was an 8, and I passed with a 7.
I'm gonna give you a deity tick for love, Rhiannon. Does that make sense? So you can tick that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a horsemanship tick because it's thematic and it makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So you ride in. You ride into your hamlet. You know it's like early evening at this point, so it's dusk basically. That's how long it took you to get back. You are probably due to be back this afternoon, so your mother's likely wondering where you are.
Yeah.
What do you want to do at this point? You've still got him on your backside. What is your plan coming into town?
How far would his home have been from mine? Basically, where he put it,
Like
or
10
did he not really
minutes.
talk?
Think of like you'd be in like the town center, and then he would be in like the wealthy mansion off in the distance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll kind of point abjectly to a road that she thinks goes there. Your home's that way?
He nods.
Alrighty. And she's just gonna start riding in the direction that his home is. She's gonna sort of pass hers, go to his.
Okay. So you ride up to the manor, and you notice that. Would you notice that? Test awareness for me. You notice the lands don't look particularly well tended to here. It looks like there's less of a. You would imagine someone who lives in this nice of a place. They'd have a nice big staff and lots of people there to greet him, but it looks kind of empty as he rides up. You notice it looks a little bit worn down too, and like there's not a lot happening here.
She'll kind of look over her shoulder. What happened here?
It's just well, things have been difficult for father. I shouldn't talk about it. He's asked me not to talk about it, so everything's okay. He'll find his due soon, and the Libram will come to him once again, and he'll be able to afford what is best fit for a knight and a manorial lord.
So I can deduce from that he's saying like money isn't coming in like it should.
Yeah, they're probably not doing particularly well.
She's going to turn to him kind of as they're like stopped. What was your name?
My name is Gwydion.
Gwydion. I hope things get better for you.
Thank you. Your name? I must confess that when I first came upon you, I'd mistaken you for a maiden. And by that, he refers to a noble lady, not...
Oh.
So it's kind of... It's meant to be a compliment, but he's not good at it. And
it's not a good one,
no.
yeah. Alright. She'll kind of, like, wince a little bit at, like, the attempt at a compliment, but keep smiling.
But you have the caliber of one. And he just stumbles over his words further and decides to stop at that point.
Thank you, Gwydion. I appreciate it. I'm Betrys. Be careful next time you run into something. Practice your horsemanship. I need to do a fair bit of that as well.
He nods and he says, "You sound like my old sire," he says with a smile. I'll do just that.
All right. Well, farewell, Goodid.
He says, "I fare thee well." And yeah, so the picture looks like a young boy, and that's because he does. You definitely get the sense that he's a squire, not a page, so he's at least 15. He's just one of those boys that didn't grow too much.
Just has a baby face.
And he didn't, he doesn't. He's undersized. He's under maturity.
Oh,
for his age. Yeah.
All right. She's tall for her age too. She probably looks huge. She'll kind of watch to kind of see him move a little bit towards the manor.
Okay.
And then she'll yell after him and say, "I'll look out for your horse."
He nods. You can tell he's returning home. You would imagine it doesn't take much to deduce that returning home minus a spear and a horse is probably not the best way to impress your father when he's in hard times. So
yeah.
Yeah.
She gonna turn and leave after that. There's not much she can do.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to go home very, very late.
Okay. So give me an awareness test as you kind of ride back through the hamlet and start to approach your house on horse.
Do you see it or no?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. It didn't beep for me. I so I see it now. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that it went through.
It did. Okay, so this was a different scene. I did declare that, didn't I? Okay.
Yeah.
As you ride in, you don't really notice until you're a bit closer, but you see that there's like you're coming in and approaching to a site of a few people gathered outside of your mother's home. Your mother's with her newborn, your sister, Nimue, and the other two. As you approach, you see the sign of what looks like a particularly, especially in stark contrast to Gwydion, a particularly well-appeared knight, like one right out of a storybook of some kind of scenario, so right out of an old folk tale. But his armor is strange, and it's not chain. It just looks funny to you. You don't really know a lot about armor, but it doesn't look right. Looks better though, like glimmers in the moonlight. It's more shiny. Okay. Beside him is another lady. She's got she's beautiful but simplistic, dark hair, not black, but like a dark brown, light brown kind of. It's hard to tell exactly in the moonlight. And you see her talking with your mother. The knight is the only one that notices you at this point as you ride in. He just nods your way but remains silent. You're a young girl, and he doesn't really see a threat here, so he just ignores it.
Yeah, I'll take the horse to the house, essentially dismount, tie it where it needs to go. I want to try and listen as best as I can without overtly being in it. So she's going to do the task of tying the horse up, doing other tasks, but listening to the conversation at hand.
Okay. I will get you to test. Is this more a test of being? Yeah. Um, what would that be? I got an idea. Let me just see if my idea holds up. I gotta look at the personality traits.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you to test like prudent here versus reckless.
Prudent.
So
Prudent versus reckless.
yeah,
Okay.
just to see how impatient you get and how eager you get to kind of do this, and tell us rather than making this just a success thing. Part of Pendragon that makes it great is testing the idea of your virtues.
Are you kidding? What are the odds, though?
What I've said in the past, when this happens, when you get the dual exact tied critical, it's your choice. You get no ticks because it's a tie, but it does fall to your choice because you succeeded at both.
So
you could barge
prudent
in,
being like more patient, and reckless barging in.
Yeah.
I want to believe that she would be more prudent and kind of stay back.
Okay. And part of this is you wanting to kind of overhear what you can. Right?
Yeah, she's absolutely eavesdropping. She doesn't want to be part of the conversation so much as she just wants to know what the conversation is.
Okay. Because of your prudent roll, I'm gonna get you to give me an awareness roll +5. Kind of see how much you can catch from a distance as you. Okay. Yeah, you're in a good spot. You kind of come up to the edge of the house. The knight's not really paying you any mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear your mother talking with the other. So this is where you've been hiding then, the other lady says. And Hilid says, I thought it better that I stay closer to things, somewhere where I can keep my ear to what's happening, somewhere close to the lake. The other lady, nods to your mother. That sounds like you. Some thought you were dead. I had my suspicions. So, I've heard that you have offspring now. You know what is to happen, right? You see your mother start to get nervous, and she's kind of cradling the babe in her arms. And says, she's too young. Too young for the cause. You know this. This is not for her. This is not for you. You should be gone from here. Now, Vivain, leave. Leave me. Leave my family. The other just smiles. Oh, Hilid. One is too young, yes. So her time will wait. And the other too old. It seems you've already broken your vow. She looks to you in that moment, Betrys, having clearly sighted you. And Hilid says, not realizing you're here, she hasn't caught on, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says, you refer to Betrys. Take her for the order if you must. She is old, it's true, but she has been trained by me, at least partially. It should be good enough. You can take her. Her time is ready. Just leave Nimue. I sense a response here. So, what is that response?
She had been very much like, they're talking about taking the kids. She's very much like clutching the horse of like, I might need to mount this in a second. But the minute her mom starts that sentence, she's going to let go of the horse And she's kind of setting her jaw. The lady's looking at her. The lady knows she's there. And she's kind of setting her jaw and looking angry and disappointed, but also like not entirely surprised.
And I should clarify, Nimue is not a newborn. She's like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's very clearly a like impact to the chest kind of look on her face, but there's also a lot of anger somewhere behind it.
Okay.
And she's kind of like standing a little taller, kind of like taking it in. She's not saying anything quite yet.
Okay.
And she's not stepping out around quite yet.
Vivian, like when your mother kind of offers this, Vivian just gives a look of disappointment and smiles and says, "As I've said already, she should have been ours. It wasn't your right to raise her as you did. But what is done is done. I will return for Nimue on her 3rd year, as is our way. As for Beatrice," and she turns to you and smiles, "how would you like to accompany me on a bit of a journey?"
It seems I've already been volunteered.
You notice your mom's eyes go wide and she says, "Oh, Beatrice, I didn't know you were. What I said, it was just to put her off. Don't." And you know, like, ever since, I mean, she's never treated you the way she has Nimue. Like, definitely the older daughter syndrome. But even when you were a single child for a long time, she was hard on you.
She's going, while her mother's like stuttering through her words, she's just going to kind of look at her and just like, she looks like defeated almost, but it's like cold angry kind of defeat. And she just kind of looks at her and just says, like, while her mother's still actively stuttering and trying to like explain herself, she's just going to stop her and say, "You can't save it."
She just kind of lowers her eyes and says, "You don't have to go. You can run. You can run anywhere you want. And why don't you give me a suspicious versus trusting testing?"
Suspicious versus trusting. Oh, we're just gonna be all the way trusting.
I think it's there's that tear in you. So I think this won't. What I was testing wasn't, do you disbelieve your mom outright? I think we already know that you've seen enough of her to have some general suspicion about her. In fact, if you'd like to take a suspicious mother, you can do so. You just roll a d6 for me right now, and that becomes something you apply to suspicious whenever you're dealing with your mother. But it still wouldn't have beaten a 19. So in this case, what you're experiencing is that familial urge to trust. Trust your parent. But there's something about
trust
it.
the familiar thing.
And perhaps it's something about your mom's delivery there. Like, there's some kind of truth in her words there. When she's offering you a chance to run, it's like she feels like there's a need to mention that.
She's going to kind of look at the woman and then look at the knight that she passed on the way in And then look back at the woman and just say, where exactly am I going?
There's a place north of here, still within the land of summer. It's a beautiful, beautiful manor run by one of my close allies. She is in need of a handmaiden, and I believe that your own journey you may find some answers that you're looking for there.
You're taking me because someone needs a handmaid.
I'm taking you because you might find the answers you're looking for.
She kind of stands and kind of thinks about it for a second. She looks back at the knight that's blocking her path effectively. Well, either way, it doesn't seem like I'm staying here.
The knight doesn't really position to in any sort
No.
of I just want to clarify, he definitely gives off a very passive vibe right now. He certainly stands with a good posture and is alert, but not towards you in any particular way.
I think she's more so if I try and run, he's more than likely going to be able to catch me kind of thing, where he's clearly bigger than me. He's clearly a knight of some kind, so that bodes ill for my ability.
I think so. While you're thinking about this, Vivian speaks up once more and says, "It's not my place to tell you what to do. You can turn and run. Run as your mother has. And I promise I won't pursue you. Or you can follow me for now. And perhaps you'll find a meaning to your existence."
She'll kind of stare at the ground for a second. Can I leave if I don't find whatever meaning you're talking about?
So long as you hold your feet.
It's better than this, isn't it?
She looks... I'm trying to think beyond the realm of she's clearly confident, but there's something when she speaks, she is so certain of everything she says.
Then she'll kind of nod. Do I have time to grab anything, or would you rather I just go?
Take what you will. We can wait.
She's going to brush past her mother. She's not going to make eye contact. I am going to take Suspicious Mother. It's going to happen. So.
Okay, give me a d6 roll. You can do that right now. Okay, so you just add the 2 to it.
Add the 2 to it.
Yeah, so it's a directed trait. So add a directed. There's underneath your traits. There's a directed trait area. Let me just see what the sheet. Then you can type in suspicious, like you did with Salisbury folk. Kind of same idea. Yeah, perfect.
It is done.
And then you can switch it from 2 to 12 actually, because you got to factor in your normal suspicious score. So.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. Yeah, she's gonna grab what few belongings that she has, and she's going to go with them. I assume I'm not taking the horse because it's the family horse.
Right. You'll have to say
cruel.
Goodbye. Yep.
Gonna walk it.
Yep. It's probably hard. You know, it is an aging horse. I did specify that. So, not that makes it any easier. It probably actually makes it harder to say goodbye.
Is the knight walking with us?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, she's going to brush past her mother on the way in. She's not saying a word. She's gonna brush past her mother again on the way out and kind of like, as she walks by, run her fingers through Nimwe's hair.
Yeah.
And then just keep.
Your mother looks kind of like she's been shamed here. Like she doesn't have much to add. She's hanging her head and clasping Nimue.
Yeah, and then she's gonna go with them.
Okay.
If she gets a chance while they're walking, she's going to ask the night guy and just say, you're a knight, right?
I am.
Do you have a squire?
He tilts his head to the side. Not currently, I don't.
There's a boy who lives in a manor, and she's going to point in the direction that it said and name it. His knight that he squired for died, to my knowledge, but he was very brave and defended me in the forest. He might be a good one.
He looks at you funny.
He needs practice, but he might be good at it.
I see. So, your Vivain says, Tulaville Manor, really?
I hadn't really known it prior. He didn't really explain, but we got attacked by bandits in the woods. I did. He came in.
And so the knight at this point says, and the boy, was he brave?
He was very brave. Needs a little work in horsemanship, but nothing too bad.
That seems to satisfy him. He says, I'll be returning this way soon. Probably by the late spring or early summer. If he is not taken on by another, then I will see to it myself.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm going to go back to being silent.
So I think as we kind of move towards the next scene, which is going to be a short one, you find yourself traveling overnight, right? Because it was effectively evening. You walk till almost dusk, and you can see the small hill mountainside. It's beautiful out here, lush and full of color. You see in the distance, in the far distance, through a great valley, there's a manor that sits on top of. It's a lone manor, and it sits on top of the hillside, just through the valley. There's it looks like a small hamlet surrounding it. And as you approach the valley, both of them kind of come to a slowing stop. So both the knight and Vivain.
Beatrice will stop. What's wrong?
Vivain says, this is as far as we can take you. The manor up ahead, you'll find Lady de Barrow Vale. De Barrowcrest, she says.
Why can't you go closer?
We can, but it's not for me to do. we make for the east, northeast, to Bath.
All right. Well, thank you for taking me this far.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
No, please do.
She, before they leave at some point, it's like as they're turning to leave, she's going to turn and say, I forgot his name. You try and pronounce this
Gwydion?
boy's name?
Yeah.
Gwydion?
Yeah, it's probably pronounced something way cooler than that.
I was gonna say it was all of those pronunciations. She's gonna say, "Tell Gwydion, Beatrice says hi."
He says,
And
"Of
good
course. You have my word that I will return there."
Thank you.
He says it in a very knightly way too, like almost like a vow, but not overkill. So I think in the closing scene here, you begin to walk through the Barrow Vale, and he leans.
I have my knife out, by the way.
The two of them stand there, kind of watching you walk off in the distance, and Sir Perdad says, "Do you think she'll survive?" And Vivian says, "I do. The Unseelie favor the chaste. But if she should encounter any, or the Goblin Knight himself, well then, a worthy sacrifice indeed." And he frowns with that, and kind of just nods, but you can tell it bothers him. And he says, "Well then, to Bath." She nods, and the two begin to move towards the city of Bath, and with that we'll close.
There's nothing bad happening at all.
That is the introduction of Betrys, and we will be moving very quickly into our proper session 1 after these introductions. Anything you wanted to add, Emily, before we close?
No.
Okay.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, so just to break down, if anyone's in here for the first time watching, we have 2 games of Pendragon going in the same universe. There is the Sword of Victory, which is a continuation of my prologue, set in Salisbury, the county of Salisbury, and then this is the kingdom and county of Summerland, and this is Gathering of Branches. This game will focus very much on the Fae, on magic, and on themes like Avalon and the Lady of the Lake. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.